let's bring it in. So this P shape here. You guys can't really see my mouse very well, can you? Or at all, I don't think. Let's see. No, you really can't see my mouse. You could see like the cursor, but I don't think you could see my actual, well, maybe you can see my mouse. Yeah, today's stream is mainly just me figuring this stuff out a little bit. Nothing, nothing important. Dave, it's easy to get stuff kind of messed up. There we go. But in this case, I don't know. There's actually two videos, right? There's the first video where I show you how to build it with a much wider looking center candlestick, and then there's this one where I kind of consolidate everything, make a nice thin center candle that, you know, it will show you a little bit of volume, but relatively it is not significantly wider because you know you're limiting the width on the candle to 10% of total for the volume bar. So that's what's going on with that. So a lot of folks haven't watched the second video where I kind of explain it, and I think that's what messes people up, because you should have like only one number. So only one number bar steady, you see, only one, and then just a center bar overlay for the middle. And in that one number bar steady, you have your deltas here on the left, right? And then column 2, you're not using. So you like no text, no background. Okay, so you don't use it at all. And then column 3, you do use it. So column 2 is not being used. And then you might ask yourself, well, why the heck does it have a little space? Well, you have that little space because you do the you assign the open to close boxes in column 2. So right here, place open marker boxes in column 2. So then that takes up the column 2 slot. And then you know, you just make it black or the same color as your background. And then when you do your center bar overlay, it's going to take up that spot. And then the maximum you can do, if we go into our global settings here, is see graphic settings, and we go into other, this here, the price volume bars with percent. Sorry, I'll highlight it. I know you guys can't see my mouse. Right here, you just go 10%. That's the narrowest. Even if you do 5%, it's not going to make the bars any smaller, by the way. Watch. See? Did it change anything? No. But if you make like 12%, it should. So, let's see. No noticeable change. Let's see, 15%? I think it's, yeah, now we're seeing a noticeable change. So anyway, 10% minimum. You could put 1% if you want. Doesn't matter. And then as long as you're not too crazy on this, like this, everything will fit. Right, as long as you don't stretch out the scales too much. But yeah. Anyway, let's see, about there. What's nice about using this is that you can still stretch these scales and not have the center bar candles mess up. See that? That's why you do the minimum. So you still get to see things like wicks and stuff like that. We know it's a high volume candle because we can look at the right side, and then we can see the orange of the actual number bar or footprint bar itself, and then we can also see the orange at the bottom here for total or bar volume. Oh, that's weird. It says total volume. It's not total volume, it's bar volume. Must be an old, because I moved a study over. We will get that improved here. Where are you? Calculated. There you go. Sucks that you can't see my cursor. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Subgraphs. Total volume needs to be bar volume. Like what? Can't see anything. Oh, that's okay. Bar volume. There we go. Wonder how much delay is on this feed. About 4 or 5 seconds at least. 6 seconds, 7 seconds, something. Anywhere from 5 to 7 seconds. Let's see. One. Oh, about 11 seconds actually. 11 seconds of delay. Okay, so let's do this. There you go. Bar delta. Da, 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 da. Bar volume. Gotta be careful. I've got this all on live account stuff. I think everything's turned off. Alright. Bar volume per second. That is so weird that I never. I really need to get this. It's probably, yeah, that's probably what's going on. That sucks. All the settings are on to turn on the cursor for OBS, but it's not working because I'm using Wine, so it just won't pick it up. Oh, there it is. Wait, what? Did it just show up? It did. Look at that. It's a ghost. You see the cursor came in and then came out. Anyway. F period. Yep. Killer short day. I like. Here, I'll show you guys here. We'll make this a little bigger, or a lot bigger. There you go. So this is you guys should be able to see this. So you see when a market, here, hold on. So when a market is in a trend, we'll call the trend this way, like this. And in the trend, you have counter trend moves like this that produce consolidative regions here. And then when markets sell rapidly from those areas of consolidation and you have a move like this back to the upside and then it rapidly sells, the first time you come back to an area that has, let's see, trying to keep up, that has consolidation, it's a good sell. Why? Because the market in this case consolidated, moved back up. A lot of times longs will get excited in here. And then when you get a rapid sell, which you did on this day, a rapid sell followed by consecutive selling. My kid's telling me to be quiet. Maybe I should. When you get another day followed by rapid selling and continuous vicious selling, when you come back up to the place of consolidation, there's usually folks that are still trapped. So since this is a this futures contract is an index that represents underliers, you're going to have a whole bunch of people across a broad spectrum of stocks sell them when we get back here. So, and I call that a base breakout, but the base has consolidation. So BBWC. So base breakout with consolidation, right? So we're at another one up here, right? Downtrend. Yes, we broke everybody's nifty little downtrend line. I get that. But this area likely trapped. See, what happens when you have a first big pullback off of all-time highs is everybody wants to buy. And then when we make a higher low, we start to rotate up, and then everyone puts a little bear flag or bull flag kind of thing like this. They're like, oh, get long, right? But we don't make a higher high here, right? We just come up and we actually fake a whole lot of people out right here. I'll show you. We get it a little bit more drawn accurately here. Right here. Right? Everyone had this trend line up. We'll get it eventually. Right? Oh, the pullback. And then the false breakout. Right? And then the trend line again, and then boom. So here we are back to what was a false breakout, but it's also BBWC, base breakout with consolidation. So consolidation, breakout from that base or the consolidation. The reason we called it BBWC is there was a good chap whose name was DDC, or whose name is DDC on the Discord, and I don't know, we were, a bunch of us were talking, we're like, we should make it something that sounds like DDC, but it's got to be clear enough to where it doesn't sound like DDC. So anyway, it's just a stupid name, but it's stuck. So anyway, you come back out in this context, right? We have all those aforementioned things, but then we also have trap traders from the breakout. So what do you think is going to happen when we come back into the zone? It would not surprise me for this market to try again and really pull back, right? Maybe test the 20 or something that's now curling up, right? Test the 50, right? Test this area here, something like that. Oops. Those would be natural movements for a market. Oops. Like in this area. Look at our charts are just getting more and more ugly. So this is everyone's going to get bearish here in the next few days, but or even today already. But you gotta kind of think about, we've had a huge move off lows. We have this BBWC, false breakout, long still trapped. You're like, wouldn't they have stopped out? Hell no, they wouldn't. Well, some do. Some stop out. Wise traders will stop out. But you know, if years of trading has taught me anything, It's that the newbies hold underwater, and they hold for a long time. And, you know, traders who have been doing this and will continue to do this a long time cut their losses short. Well, Buller talking. All right, so maybe we'll get on that. But so no, people will add and add and add and not know. Some people will blow up their accounts with regular stocks, with futures. You wouldn't be able to hold. They be, unless you have a very big account, you just keep averaging down. So anyway, when you get back to this area, there's going to be people on the stock front of things that are going to sell, and that's going to drive futures lower. So something to consider. Man, this mouse thing is super irritating. Puke sets you free from Jimmy, Charles. I agree. So, yeah, markets that just go straight up are, they're opportunities, right? Bitcoin 2017. This market at points. But, yeah, I love it when markets go absolutely when they kind of chop up and chop down and make higher lows and do that whole thing, where they move in sustainable ways. Folks take profit, people stop out, we can stop out. It's confusing to a lot of new traders, right? But I probably understand that way best. All right, get back to the short-term charts here. What do you guys think of the color scheme here? So I'm using Linux. Reno, are you out there? If you're out there, I'm going to talk about Linux. Just say hi if you're out there. Anyway, so I'm using Linux, and you're able to customize a little bit more. So for example, up here, like if I'm highlighting my footprint chart, you see how this bar lights up orange, but then it also tells me, hey, this is the chart I'm looking at, and then this is all the same color as well. And that's kind of nice for me because sometimes when we're trading off of a chart or we're focused on something, we if it all looks pretty similar, it can be hard to know if that's your focus chart or not. Anyway, let's go take a look here. Alright, I'm going to turn my mic off for just a second and see what my wife is up to here. She may need my assistance. Okay, I'm back. You know, I've gotten about 4 hours average, 4 hours sleep on average the last 4 nights, something like that. I'm exhausted right now. Just way too busy. Way too busy. Way too many projects. And then on top of it, I have been switching over to Linux. So just, I'm a complete Linux newbie, by the way. So it's been a bit of a struggle for me, if I'm being honest. But I like learning new things, so it's all good. Enjoying it. Could just, if you guys can't see the screen, then what good is this? All right, let's change this. Nope, that's not it. Maybe it's this button. There we go. Oh, that's not the right one. Alright, things are about to get a little crazy here. Let's see. Really? This doesn't work the same way here in Linux as it does Windows. Okay. Oh, bah humbug. Alright, how can I do this? Man. Nope. That just moves the whole screen. Well, that's dumb. What is the shortcut in Linux? Maybe it's a right click. It's too weird. Okay, well, here's what we'll do. We'll trick it. Trick it off the screen here. That is so irritating, though. You have no idea. Let's see. Alright, let's keep doing this. Alright. How about that? Now we're talking. Alright, a little more. Oh, this is so terrible. This is so terrible. Alright. There we go. You're like, it's not terrible. It is terrible. View. Yeah, this is so terrible. I gotta figure out how to use this thing. Alright, a little more. Oh, that's a little too much. Having to jimmy rig this thing a little bit. There we go. We'll just do that. How about that? Is that better? Two points up. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, get this other screen off to the left. I'm a real struggler on this thing right now. Alright. Yeah, I guess this'll work. Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. At least now you guys can see a little more. Ah, this is so weird that I'm not able to take these edges. You know, I'm going to just look it up real quick because this is going to save me how to. Oh, there we go. On Mac or Alt, it's in Windows, which is what I'm used to. But what is it in how to crop window in Linux and OBS? Sources. All right. Filters. There we go. Oh, this is terrible. know the pain of this thing here. Yeah, so I'll have to eventually get this thing completely set up from scratch. Top 100. All right, and then right, we're gonna call it 600. Nope, 800. 8,000. Nope. 1,000. Now we're getting there. 900. 950. All right, there we go. 32. All right. That'll work. You're like, I can't see anything. All right, here we go. What a pain. So in Windows, I can just like drag these corners and use like a shortcut command. And this, I have to do it all manually. There's no shortcut command. Yeah, I could probably make one though. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. All right. So that should be nice and clean. So anyway, I haven't made a single trade yet today. Not a single trade. When I was up late last night, I committed to, don't have to trade today. Which is a nice feeling. Ugh. Especially when you want to be in markets. But that's okay. Part of life. So I was up at 3:30, holding the little one, talking to my wife. All right. And I hope you guys can hear me. Watch me have my mic off. Let's see. Nope, I'm good. All right, new lows. Time to pop it like it's hot. T+2 right below us, that big old yellow thick line. I'm walking 2.7 miles an hour, and I just bumped it up to 3. But this settlement has extraordinarily low volume that we're passing through right now. This is the one with so I have this like relative settlement volume indicator thing that I built in Sierra chart, and this is 1 out of 10, so it's in the bottom 10% of relative volume. So it's not a big volume area, but it'll probably still garner a little bit of interest just because it is a close. So here you go. See the volume building in here, right? Buyers kind of stepping up. This is new lows, right? Breakout lows. Could turn into some, oh, you guys can't really see these screens. Okay, could turn into some sort of Wyckoff throwback and then, up into the close or something. Here, let's do this, right? Where we get, I still need more tools. I need to download more tools. But we could still get right into the close here, some move like that, and then whoosh, back into volume. We'll see. But you can see how the volume is building here. All right, so we had a big bar here. This bar created essentially lots of rotation because big buyers stepped in right here. So a lot of sideways. And now we're finally trying to break down out of the range. But so far, buyers have stepped up in a big way here. 16, 17 minutes before the close. Yeah, we have a gap here that we just closed. So not bad. And a trend line. This is on an hourly chart here. Oops, put it right here. Anyway, like that. So you see that? This is a half-hour chart. See that? So we're outside of this RTH trend line, but this orange is a gap. All right, so go fill it. Choppity chop. I think lots of newer traders just look for linear moves, right? You break a level, it's gonna go straight down now from that level. Now, it might happen over a few days where it gets to your level, but it doesn't. It's not all often you get the volatility and it goes straight down. And if it doesn't, then you got to be thinking to yourself, the volatility is coming out of this market, right? And we're starting to make higher lows and higher highs. Be careful, because we're in a 100-year bull market, right? You always got to side with history. Play the odds until it fails. All right. Fix that. Okay, let's get rid of this. What about there? Oh, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, that's good enough. I still may mess around with these a little bit more. Still getting used to this. The relative structure of the NASDAQ. Right? Didn't even make a new low. ES did. See, now you guys can't see all these other charts that I want to talk about. That's okay. We'll just. So the footprint has an unfinished at the high and the low. And that's 49 by 49 bid and ask transacted at tick. That's interesting. You don't see this very often, where it prints like this in real time, where you get a yellow box at the top and the bottom. Maybe once every week. Yeah, 4 or 5 trading days you see something like that in real time. What does it mean? It means there's both aggressive sellers up here and there's aggressive buyers here. That's all. like extraordinarily aggressive. So aggressive sellers at the top, aggressive buyers at the low. All right, I'm over my hour on the treadmill. Anyway, I won't keep this stream around. There's really not much to it, to be honest. I was just getting on it, saying hi, testing this out, making sure on a live audience that this was going to be viable. It's going to work. It's going to be challenging because I can't adjust screens on the fly anymore. Yeah, that really blows. But what are you going to do? Yo-yo kind of action? Yeah, boring, man. So this is where I the gambler in me, years ago, I would have just probably started betting because I had a lot of activity today. Yeah, Captain Price. Oh, you're welcome, Jonathan. I don't know. This works. Maybe I can. I don't know. All right, let's see. Where are we at? Murder algo or rebalancing algorithm here in 30 seconds. You got to be mindful of that when you're in a position, right? So they bought the lows. You can see they distributed out here. Spit it back down. Yeah, the default optimization tried Captain. The default optimization for YouTube was what you saw earlier, and it's not default, so it doesn't work that well. I have messed around with OBS for that for a while. I was trying it on Linux to see. It put my output to 720 based on having a low latency feed of about anywhere from 8 to 10 seconds delay. I have decent internet too, so I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, 1920, 1080 is fine. You can see it on a big screen really clearly. You can see it on a fairly small screen as long as I'm not on this 49-inch up here. Yeah, it works. I don't spend a whole lot of time changing from one. Here we go. I'm gonna make new lows. Let's go. T2. Come on. As we built volume into the 55, I got a little short. Let's go. Spit it underneath T2. Let's go get 51s here. I'm still setting up my stream deck here. Come on, let's go. Dear, oh dear. Really? Just gonna defend that settlement like that? It's such a wimpy settlement. T+2, not settlement, T+2. Well, that was no fun. I'm out of that trade. Scratch. Not fun. Because we have really poor structure above. You see this little iceberg up here, a big buyer, and then a bunch of very, very low volume here. All right, and then followed by this high volume that doesn't get anywhere. We probably move all the way back up there. Probably. Yeah. Now they're hitting it. We'll see. And down we go. Nah, I think we're going to go back up. Always great to be 100% wrong doing it live. Okay, little long. We can go target 57 to 59s now. As long as we get over 56s, but that shouldn't be a problem. Oh yeah, we gotta go take out that seller at 52.5. All right. There you go. Last 5-minute bar. I don't like it. I'm out. I don't like it at all. Martin friends, good for you, man. I like hearing people with strong opinions. Martin friends, wouldn't it be great if we could share charts in this chat quickly? That's the sucky thing about YouTube. So we used to do this in Discord all the time, and we would just share live charts or live stream our screens and talk about them in real time, no delay. All right, I'm a little short. Why am I short? Oh, this candle, the bottom, no wick, volume above us, right at the end of a range here. They likely want to buy it lower on the close. It's an old trick to buy pullbacks on closes, pulling back in a market that's still moving to the upside or has break-in trend, because you know everyone's taught buy markets on volume on highs. There we go. Come to Papa. I want more. This is just such a lack. This last few minutes is just crap. A little more. Come on, that seller's been waiting there. Oh, there's ice. All right, I'm out. I don't want any part of that. No siree. More ice here? 48s, 49s? Or just a big buyer? That's it. Wheel. 2.5 points. Scratch. Half a point. I got to play. And I didn't take much risk, so it's all good. Kylie Porter, I am so on a treadmill right now. I'm mashing 3 miles an hour here while I squiggle around on my mouse. Hey Martin friends, I appreciate your offer. I don't know. I'm actually not looking to do anything new with my trading. Iceberg. Let's see what happens. Let's see if they crack it. Sorry, yeah, I'm huffing and puffing. 3 miles an hour is while I hold my hands out and turn my head, move the mouse around, click here, click there. It's not easy. Usually I'm at like 2.4 miles an hour, something like that. Or 2.2 is my preset. That's really comfortable for me. But yeah, I've been on, I don't know, an hour and 20. Hey, they broke the ice. Bing! So, what's that settlement? Yeah, better settlement. Better settlement. 77,000 contracts. We're right middle of the road in terms of settlement volume. But you know what's nice about this? Is that we get settlement right at a consolidated area, right? So it's not settlement is mainly determined by a range of, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. There's a concentrated level. And you can see it on the profile right here, right? Where it's all just concentrated right here. And settlement happens to be a little bit below. And that is official CME settlement right here. We are getting that in real time. Let's see if Sierra Chart has it yet. Nope, not yet. Usually they get it about a minute after. Let's see. Come on. They still have it as 45.05. Come on, where are you? A little over a minute. Minute and 16 seconds. We know it's 44.47. 50. Really? You're going to take that long? Let's see. So there's little mean reversion scalps you can do. You can get long back to settlement and then sell it. If you calculate settlement in real time. Lots of little things you can do. Oh, it's still not in Sierra Chart. That's crazy. 1.2 million contracts today. Wah, wah, wah. Still pretty low. Still no settlement in Sierra Chart here. 2 minutes. There it is. There it is. Yeah, 47.50. Official CME settlement. So from the data feed, you get it 2 minutes later. But knowing settlement is here, could you have said, well, there's a mean reversion play because of what I mentioned, which is highly concentrated volume at settlement. So it's not like the volume was concentrated over a wide area, right, below and above, which makes it really sloppy. No, there's positions here. So that means there's people short, there's people long here. So any move away usually gets us back to. Any move above, usually we come back to it. So, hence the settlement in real time is nice to know. So we had that immediately at the close. Sierra chart, 2.5 minutes later. And if you use the settlement procedure where you reference the daily or historical charts, I believe it's, I don't know. I don't know how they handle it anymore. But it used to be delayed. I think maybe it had something to do with the way that my daily charts were reloading or not loading. I'm not sure. But I like it this way. Right. Oh, you guys don't see the other charts. Oh well. Jonathan says, I can barely do my. Yeah, sure. 10 minutes at the gym. Yeah, you know, for a few weeks I was doing around 8 to 12 miles a day on my treadmill here. But the last 3 or 4 days I've I've just been too busy. So the last 3 or 4 days I've just completely been slacking. So today I was like, well, I gotta at least walk for an hour. And I feel better despite being really, really tired right now. I finally have some mental clarity, which is nice. Da, 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 da. All right, let's see. On your chart levels, I use 300 days volume by price and values only with 15 sensitivity. On ES, works great on multiple confluence levels. That's cool, Marty. I'm glad it works for you, my friend. I've been doing this a while and doing it well, so I kind of I don't know, everybody wants, when I was in the Discord, everybody wants to teach me their ways, and I'm like, yeah, it's cool. I'm curious about everything, but at the same time, if you've got something that works for you, and you understand it, and it just consistently works, why mess with that? Unless you're like, you can make it way better. Man, I've been fine-tuning my strats for a long time. It's not a matter of if I know whether something works. It's a matter of just being prepared day in, day out, being mentally focused, and being patient, and then just executing. Yeah, that's awesome. 30 burpees a day. Nice, Charles. I love it. Yeah, I've got to get back to the gym. Definitely. So you see a little rejection here off of settlement so far? With aggression to sell off of settlement, that's what that little yellow box is there. It's where you have 49 contracts transacted on both the bid and the ask, right? So what that means is that the ask was one tick higher and nobody hit it. As soon as it got here, they immediately sold into the bid right at the settlement level. So it happened fast and it was aggressive. And it was at least 49 contracts there. That's all that it is. It's just showing you aggression at that level. So there, what it implies, right, when you get this quote-unquote incomplete auction, is that there were people happily transacting there, and then someone came in and sold it hard right at that level. And so there's still interest to do business there, likely, right? But these are almost always filled back in. Almost always. Yeah, just another tool. I feel you, my friend. You know, when I was doing the Discord thing, I had just another tool from maybe 15 traders consistently. So, and I have people who email me now and are like, can you look at this? Hey, look at this indicator. Look what I'm doing. Want to work with me on it? I mean, I get that from so many people. And man, if I was made of infinite time, I would say yes to everybody, because I love looking at all this stuff and breaking it down. Keeps me sharp, keeps me thinking about the markets in different ways, rather than, you know, that's one of the benefits of teaching others, is that if you can put it in sort of a Feynman-esque way, which is, it refers to Richard Feynman, where he explains something called the Feynman Method. So you just Google it, Richard Feynman, and Feynman Method. But he basically said, you know, you should be able to explain something so that a 5-year-old could understand it, or simplified terms. And if you can't do that, not only do you not understand it, but you know, typically people who can't do that don't have mastery. And so when you teach others, it definitely, when you have to try and convey things in a clear, more simplified manner, it does force you to process information in a more clear way, or attempt to, at least. So that's probably the biggest benefit for me, is sharing ideas. And then, of course, in the process, you hear other people's ideas. But it's the process of, when you learn something, then trying to convey what you've learned to somebody else, which I find the most valuable at this point. Because I've read so many darn trading books. I mean, it's, at this point, I don't need a lot of new knowledge. Might sound like BS, but I really don't. I just need to remember a lot of what I've already read, and then sort of remember, you know, broad principles. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Not looking to reinvent the wheel anymore. That said, my trading does change, but using the same principles, essentially, week by week. You know, because markets are changing. You know, go from volatile to trending to sideways to indecisive, news-driven markets. So all those things have different characteristics. And then depending on if you're scalping, you know, sometimes you see the market makes some sort of new regime change. And if you're really into DOM trading, like I sometimes am, then I do get pretty, I do change my approach. I change my strategies a little bit, but it's still based on the same thing. I like to see trap traders. Right. I essentially think about what are the weakest players in the market doing, and where are they most trapped? Because that's how big money has to move. They have to move against the weaker players for liquidity's sake. Think about it. You know, if your war chest is humongous, how do you get in and out of the markets? You don't just go start buying and selling aggressively. You depress price. You have to do something to induce buying or selling to sell or buy into. So that's how I approach the markets, from that perspective. Not, oh, I'm going to buy the breakout because price is going higher. Yes, certainly sometimes you do, but I would like to know that, or have an idea that weaker players are trapped, which is why when you get trend days, people short as it goes up. They're like, it's gotta mean revert. It's got to, right? And then they just keep buying against weak players, and then the weak players capitulate, and it goes higher. And it does so with hardly any bid, and the ask is just stacked. Well, because the weak players are showing their hands. The stronger players are just buying on the bid. Price moves up, buying on the bid, and then you get all these negative deltas, and then you get divergences, and then all the short-term weak players are often taught, hey, you get a delta divergence, right? Delta's going down and price is going up. We must mean revert. No. Price moving up on the bid, right? While the bid is getting hit, can be extremely bullish because that means the aggressors aren't getting anywhere. So you often see that huge delta divergences like that. And they often result in blow-offs. And so in the following days, price usually does come back, but that's usually then weak players are like, well, it's so obviously going up now, I'm going to buy the dip. And so what they've induced now is confidence in the it's so darn obvious, traders, that buying every dip is just safe. It'll go back up, right? And so now they can sell into that bid. While it's thick with the overconfident retail investor. So anyway, this is how I think the markets cycle and how I attempt to play most of the time. And sometimes there's just a catalyst, a very bullish catalyst for the markets to go up, and big money buys, and everyone buys, and the markets go up and up and up and up. And then we leave behind poor structure, and then the big boys and girls stop buying, and all the retail folk start selling as we get back to where all of the breakout volume occurs, and they're like, well, I gotta sell at break even instead of selling into strength, right? Anyway, I'm ranting. Saberfly. Yeah. Well, I do live in the Central Valley in California, and so I have my window wide open, and we have some of the worst air quality in the nation. And so it is a struggle to bring in all that nasty air, but the problem is I don't have a separate sort of climate control for my office. And so mama's got the baby out there with the 4-year-old, and I can't turn up the AC without freezing them out too. So I've got a fan over the top of my head, just a ceiling mount fan, and then the window opens, providing a little breeze, but really bad air quality. Really bad. So we just went and took out that incomplete auction there by a tick, and notice how, well, you can't see now, they're the same color, orange, but orange on my chart just means a 95% or greater delta of total volume at tick. That's all it means. On the number side, right? Or on the delta side with numbers, right? So each foot, you guys can't see the freaking mouse, can you? Bummer. Well, you guys get the idea. Each number bar, right side is volume, left side is net delta, so ask volume minus bid volume. So when you get, say, an ask or a bid volume that's, I don't know, negative 120, and the total volume there is 120, then it's going to light up orange, right? In other words, the ends of candles often have that, right? We see them here, here, not any of this, but here, here, here. Can you even see? Here, 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 not here. Why? Because, they hit the bid and then they don't sell anymore. And then it goes up. So it's rare to have where you hit the bid at a level and then you don't hit the level below, and then the ask fills in where the bid was, and they immediately lift the whole thing for big quantities. Usually there's some sort of stop action, or there's somebody who sells the bottom by a few contracts, or they want to sell one or two contracts at that tick to induce some stops sometimes, which is why I hate putting stops right below lows in a range. I usually go take that out. Go take out my stops. Anyway. You can see the crossbar. Yeah, everybody can see the crossbar, but you know, I have a nice big, you know, this is a custom mouse. So what I'll do is I will change it to the out of box. But I don't know that it's going to make a difference, because as you can see here, this little wine glass, I'm using Wine in Linux. So Wine is like, it runs Windows programs. By the way, do I really want to see this? Running Sierra Chart in Wine in Linux has increased my performance by about 300% from Windows. So I have a 64 gig, 64 gigs of memory, a decent CPU. I mean, it's a new Origin build. Like it's a decent setup. It's nothing like, it's not the best in the world, but it's decent, right? I have a decent rig. It should be able to handle everything I throw at it. Sierra chart wise on Windows, it still lags and is just so this is now one instance in Linux, and I'm getting about 300% performance improvement over Windows. So nothing lags, my DOMs don't lag, my TPO charts with 300 and 400 days loaded don't lag. They're just, everything moves crisply. My screens don't lag. They all line up perfectly. I don't know. As you guys can see, my menus look nice, right? So this is customized within Sierra Chart, but like, you know, everything like here, right? Menus look good, right? I'm able to put the title bar up here, and then for example here, look on the NQ down here, I don't put the symbol inside the chart. I keep it up here on the title bar. That allows me to know, hey, this is my active focus screen. So this color will line up with my chart book color that's selected. It'll line up with my charts that are listed, right? So same color. So I always know what the focus screen is. Little things like that make your experience just a lot nicer. I don't know. You could even see, look, see that? See how quick? There's no lag whatsoever, look. Just phenomenal. Here, I'll bring in a TPO chart. You'll see what I'm talking about. All right. Look. So in Windows, this would be a problem. Doing this, right? You see how quick this moves? Look at that. No lag or anything. So just everything just works a lot better. All right. Even the way that these windows align in the program itself, they snap to the edge, even when they're all detached. Right, to the edge of windows, to the edge of other windows. Tops and bottoms, like it's just, I don't know, it's a lot smarter. And then, you know, when I go into the operating system, it's a lot like Sierra Chart, all written C++, I think. And it's super snappy in the OS. Like no lag, no delays on just about everything. So that's nice. Oh, HC Meister says still not there yet. It's good for me. I'm really happy with Linux. I'm on Mint Cinnamon 20.3, and then I'm using Wine 8 or 7 stable, and it works very well. My shutdown and my startup is faster than on Windows, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, Windows it's so disappointing. So disappointing. I tried Windows 11, and I tried it about the time that Sierra Chart introduced the new version that broke all the chart books. And so I attributed the Windows 11 to what happened with Sierra Chart introducing the chart book changes that basically broke chart books for me and everybody else that had older chart books. And so I uninstalled the Windows 11, went back to 10. I mean, there's just all kinds of mess. But now I'm dual booting. I've got still Windows 10 on this same PC, and now I've got this Linux. But the more I switch programs over, because there's a lot of productivity software that's specialized on Windows 10. Not a lot. There's 2 or 3 that are important. So if I can figure out how to run those things on Linux well, I'll test them. I've got the CDs and stuff. Some of it is like accounting type stuff into it. I just need to check it. But once I can sort of close the chapter on all of that, I will, and I'll just switch to Linux. Because I've got basically everything trading-wise that I need here. I'm able to run interactive brokers on Linux. I can run Thinkorswim, and those are my 2 equity charting software that I use. So anyway, so I can do all of that, and then I've got Wine working very well with Sierra Chart. So I don't know. I mean, everything's pretty seamless so far. I'm not Millermite. You joined right when I left. Yeah, that's timing. I don't. 1,700 people in the Discord. It's just too much, man. Like, I want to do one YouTube, or try to at least do one YouTube stream a week, and see if I can do it. And then I've got a family. That's a big one. I've got my own trading. That's the most important. Not, well, obviously family, but you know what I mean. And then a little bit of Twitter. So then I've got other projects going. So it's kind of, man, the Discord is, no matter if you have moderators, you still have to babysit it. So it's just another stress on my head for very little benefit for me personally. Again, I paid for things for Discord, news feeds, bots, Nitro. People could stream better, 1080, and there was only ever, even amongst our contributors, there's only ever like 2 people that would say, "Hey, I'll help out." Everybody else were just hands out. Maybe 3. So and I think if I had asked, there would be people who would step up. But it's the idea, right? That people start to view it as something that's there for them. And that, I don't know. They kind of just take it for granted. It's just a whole thing, man. and it just I needed to simplify, and something had to go. Something, and that was it. Made the most sense from an efficiencies perspective. I still email people. I still chat with people. I still post a little to Twitter. And I still do YouTube once in a great while. But I'm going to try to do more YouTubes. Especially since, Sierra Chart made you see these chart settings, right? These windows. I find these a lot more intuitive, right? But a lot of people don't. There's so many videos out there that don't cover how these look and where things are at. So for example, here, these could be better done, these windows, in that you see how up here you have these little brackets. The one you're selected on should change colors. So right now, we're in, which one are we in? How can you tell? You might be able to tell by looking at it that we're in chart drawings. See that? But, okay, go to market depth. Does it highlight? No. These are little things that make the user experience a lot better for navigation. And it also causes people to remember which tab they're in, because it's folder architecture, right? It's basic. But they don't do little things like that. And well, they're going to end up frustrating they're going to frustrate people who spent a lot of time learning a lot of these menus if they don't implement them well. So it'd be nice if they were more receptive to people like me who would suggest, hey, if you added this, right, the colorization of the tab, it would help. And did so with a cheerful, hey, thank you for helping us, rather than, some sassy or, rude response that they typically give. So, unfortunately, I will not be providing any feedback, and I would have a ton to help them. Little basic things that could help people really navigate the platform better, but hey, they know, right? So anyway, there are little things like this. Right? For example, regions, this kind of thing. It's good that they broke it all out like this. It just, they haven't totally implemented everything real well, but little things like that. Let's see. Oh yeah, when you're selected on one, it puts an asterisk right there. There you go. See, didn't even notice that. See that? Little asterisk. Oh, that's the one you're selected on. How about highlighting it and make it really clear? The dum-dums like me don't always notice these things. Yeah, I mean, Sierra it's a two. I think I've talked about this at length, but there's both good and bad for them being the way that they are. So no reason for me to hash that out all again. But hey, a little bit above settlement, little return to settlement. See how quickly that happened, right? So what are we doing? Below settlement, above settlement, back to settlement. So if you want to scalp a few ticks, it's one of the benefits of having me on a live stream is you get to hear little things like this, like, oh crap, you calculate settlement in real time and you use it? Yes, I do. Some days there's really good setups around settlement, like really good, especially in volatility where you have concentrated settlement. But anyway, let's see. What did I do before trading? I did, well, it's a long story, but essentially, I went back to school, was going to get into the medical field, I was going to become either a doctor or a registered nurse, I got into a few nursing schools of my choice and decided I didn't want to do that. My wife's an RN. And then before that, I worked in sales for electrical, I guess we'll call it like component parts for wholesale, stuff like that. Did some inventory control type stuff. Before that, I worked in documentation, manufacturing, engineering, a little bit of configurator, or a lot of configurator coding. It's the only coding I know. Kind of a weird Java variant thing. And then that pretty much spans 20 years. But trading is what I love. Although, if I had the choice to make a lot of money doing something else like carpentry at the edge of a forest, overlooking the ocean, and dealing with essentially just good, hardworking people, decent people, on a day-to-day basis, and just working with my hands, and smelling ocean air, fresh air, and just doing that for the rest of my life with a tiny, tiny bit of trading on the side, that's what I'd probably want to do. Something like that. Something more active. Because trading, being stuck in an office with, equipment that's outgassing, and I have air filters in here, like hospital grade air filters running in the office. So I don't know, they're more than rated for my size room. So it's not like I have terrible air quality within the office. I have things that are helping with, all of the electronics smells and all. But just, man, I don't know. I'd rather be in nature, being active, doing something more interesting in terms, well, maybe not more interesting, doing something more active, just closer to nature, man. I just, yeah. Ashish Del Bada or Beta, I feel you. Dave, how many trades do you make a day? So today I made 3, but typically I make anywhere from 3 or 4 to 20. You don't want to make an outdoor patio where I live, my friend. I'm telling you, we have the worst air quality in the United States. I think Bakersfield is worse, but that's like the armpit, the south end of humongous valley where I live. It's like 400 miles long, maybe 100 miles wide, of farming, cattle, surrounded by mountains. It's a desert essentially. And Dave, how many trades do you make a day? I'm curious about you too, my friend. Michael, I hopefully am going to be by the ocean pretty soon. But 2-month-old little girl doesn't help with that kind of thing. Plus, my wife's parents are a mile down the street. They've lived here almost their whole lives. We've got nieces that live 15 minutes away. It's tough, man. And my wife's parents are older. They just really cherish the time they spend with their grandkids, with us. So it's tough. It's tough to want to move even 2 hours away. But we've got to do it because this air quality is it's just so bad. I mean, I lived in, I did actually live near the coast in San Diego a few years back, and it was beautiful, but being isolated from family with little babies, it can be a tough situation. But while we were there, with the air quality being so good, we definitely didn't. We slept better, better mental clarity. We breathed better, and of course, San Diego's 70 degrees Fahrenheit all the time, all year round. So that was nice. But man, San Diego was crazy. So there's this place called Penasquitos Canyon. It's like a nature preserve, and we lived really like right on it almost. And I used to take my then, well, so he's 4 now. Ben is my oldest. It's weird saying that. So we have a 2-month-old in the house now. I have an oldest. So I used to take him running down there, little running stroller, and I have pretty good senses with people, right? So I usually can pick up on whether someone's nasty, or just in general, if someone's a little tricky. I'm kind of a people person, right? I'm not like I go around doubting everybody. I'm not that kind of pessimistic person, but I have good instincts where maybe some of the people in my family are more, they struggle with some of that, right? They trust everybody, and I just can generally sniff out a little faker. So I'm kind of like that in nature too. I kind of pay attention to, are the birds chirping, singing? Something's off. I'll pick up on it pretty quickly. So anyway, I was taking my then 1.5-year-old, a running stroller. It's dirt, and there's little creeks and rivers and canyons on both sides. So I was, taking him through there, and the trail is just, there's foliage, trees, brush, bush, little river on the side, on both sides. So easy to be ambushed. So, and it's all for the most part, it's all just dirt or gravel stuff. I mean, it gets like flash floods down there and stuff. It's, it's nature. Anyway, I was taking him down there every day, running a few miles, maybe 3, 4, 5 on longer days. And there's an area where you can keep running, maybe 5 or 6 miles in, and there's like waterfalls and cliffs and big rocks and lots of places for things to hide. I started noticing towards the end of our stay in San Diego, I started noticing when I take him out, the birds weren't really chirping, things were quiet. I would even see once in a while like a coyote booking it up a hill. Deer just there's usually various types of big birds there, and just nothing. And I told my wife, I was like, I don't feel comfortable running there. There's something off. There's something there. And I just had the how else to put it, the heebie-jeebies. Didn't feel comfortable. So about a week later, reading the paper, and it turns out that there was a mountain lion that had some kind of infection. They didn't determine what it was, but they were testing it, but it was crazy. Essentially, it would approach people. So anyway, it ended up attacking an 8-year-old, a 14-year-old, I believe, and a dad or someone who tried to defend the kids. Tried to carry these kids off. And so for a few times, I had actually let my 1.5-year-old out and walking in the area that they got attacked. And I mean, but those things are so fast. Could have been the end of his life if I wasn't, if it didn't have my spidey senses about me. But even then, if those things wanted to, they could have, it could easily just jump down the, like a sheer face with boulders, and that would be it. But, yeah, kind of a crazy story. They ended up shooting and killing the mountain lion, and again, they tested it and everything. But, yeah. Bonkers. So yeah, I do like nature, but I don't know why I was talking about San Diego. I don't know. It was nice to be out in it all the time. But again, we'd have people come visit, and it was like 8 to 10 hours because everybody lived north of us, and so they would have to travel through Los Angeles, Orange County, and depending on what time they would leave, they'd get traffic. So what should be a 6-hour drive could turn into 8 or 10 hours. So too far. So now we have family that our kids' godparents, they just moved to San Luis Obispo. So that's where we're going to be looking. Maybe a little bit north. We'll see. So in that area, that's where we're hopefully headed once the little one matures a little bit and we're both getting a little more sleep and feeling a little better. Yeah, it is kind of crazy, isn't it? It's especially because I had my feelings about it were so strong that, there's attractive young ladies running through the area, and and young people, so not just young ladies, but by themselves. And I told them, I was like, look, there's something out there, because of what I explained. There was other situations too, but there were things running from something. But you can't see the mountain lion. It's just the foliage is a little too thick in most of those areas. But yeah, so it wasn't like some offhanded thing where I told my wife like, hey, I think I'm not comfortable. It was like, no, like I have a pretty strong feeling that there's something funky going on there. Anyway, lots of snakes out there. Rattlesnakes, like tons of them. So that's one thing you got to be a little careful of. It's high desert out there, but still beautiful. Let's see. Oh, HC Meister says, I'm thinking about moving to San Diego. No, I loved it. People complain about the traffic, but if you're from New York or you've lived in Los Angeles or anything like that, it's nothing. Even where I'm at, Clovis, Fresno area, the traffic's worse for the most part. I mean, around rush hour, it's rush hour. It's what it is. But the rest of the time, you can get there are so many things to do. You can get anywhere in that area within 20 minutes because the freeway complex is it's a big circle with multiple connecting freeways between. So huge area that you can traverse very quickly. Beautiful, beautiful beaches, especially what is that? Coronado. We spent a lot of time out there. And then like La Jolla. Yeah, just that whole area. I used to every single morning I used to run with Ben up I can't even remember what it's called. It's a sign I need to eat. I'll get a map on there. Maps. It's funny that I did that every single day for a year, and I can't remember the name of the place. There we go. Jeez. Torrey Pines. So it's called like Torrey Pines State Reserve, and there's running trails that go right next to basically a few hundred feet sheer cliffs down to the ocean. It's gorgeous. But I used to run there every single morning. That was nice. So that area is nice. If you could I'm a big fan of like northern San Diego. It's a lot more. Um, I don't know. It depends how old you are, HC Meister. If you're a younger person, then maybe closer to downtown is cool. But um, we lived closer to La Jolla in that area, so that it's just it's a lot more beautiful. Everything's really more modern. I don't know. It's a lot more expensive, but so it just depends what you're into. Nightlife, obviously, you want to be closer to downtown, but I like the northern part. Yeah, Del Mar is awesome. So if you're looking for something like small, kind of beachy community, lots of places to walk, lots of places to, um, I don't know, visit the ocean. There is a train that runs right down near the beach right there. So that's something you'll have to be a little bit aware of. Um, it would just sort of wherever you end up, if you end up in that area, the train can be a little bit loud. But Del Mar is really nice. And if you want to go a little bit further inland, I mean, the weather is still nice all the way into Sorrento Valley, Mira Mesa, Carmel Valley. I don't know. I kind of think so. If you're looking for, say, an apartment or something, Carmel Valley has some really nice apartments. They're brand new. And you have nice freeway access to downtown and University of San Diego. So I think that's. And then there's just a lot of shopping on the other side of Carmel Valley, closer to Del Mar, but kind of by North City. And then you have Solana Beach up. I mean, it's just all beach, all the way to Encinitas. But yeah, all the way to Mira Mesa. It's still when you go above Mira Mesa, there's some bluffs and whatnot up there. Then the weather starts to change, right? You go from 70 during the day all year round to 90 to 100 degrees above that bluff. So that's something, if you're real interested in the the climate, don't get too far inland, essentially. And you'll start to notice it in a lot of the housing prices will change substantially. Poway, right? So there were some. I think wasn't there a big shooting in Poway? I think there was. That made national news. That's a beautiful area, but it does get a little warmer. But the sense of community is nice out there. We used to take our kids out to some parks in Poway because they just had some or I used to take the kid out there. So had some amazing playgrounds out there. But let's see. Yep. Yeah, like Santee, way too far inland. Way too far. Weather is it's like on the other side of the mountain or hill there, and it just gets blistering hot. But as long as you're within 4 or 5 miles, 6 miles, 7 miles, 8 miles, maybe 10 miles of the beach, and you're not past sort of the mountainous areas, you should be good. But anyway, northern San Diego is where it's at for me personally, because you can still get to. So from La Jolla, Carmel Valley, Torrey Highlands area, you can get to Coronado in 25 minutes, right? If you go at the right time of day, 20-25 minutes, depends how fast you drive and all of that. But so it looks big, and people complain about the traffic. But again, if you're from a big metropolis or places where there's actually bad traffic, San Diego. Don't let people talk about San Diego's traffic like it's anything. I will say the food in San Diego is lacking. I mean, Mexican food, great, because you're so close to Mexico. But like Chinese food is just generally terrible. I don't know. It's super Americanized. It's just, I don't know, just really bad. Barbecue, so-so. There are some nice places downtown, but just generally, I wasn't impressed. So if you like, I like to get, this market's almost closed, petering out on volume. I like to go to El Pollo Loco for a nice quick bite to eat, and it was terrible there. Every location, I just like they didn't make it with pride. There's an interesting thing that kind of goes on there, which is you have a lot of people working that are minorities, and the snobbier upper middle class people that live there, they kind of talk down to some people there. So you have this division that doesn't really exist in the same way where I live now. But generally, people are happier in San Diego than where I am here. And I think it's air quality, it's the beach, there's things to do, people are just generally happier. And it's noticeable. So, I don't know. If you're in New York, you'll notice people are pretty happy in San Diego, especially in some of the nicer areas. They're just, you do get a little bit of the snobbish kind of behavior going on, but people are generally seem like happy to be there, right? Hence why it's a little more expensive to live there, but it's nothing like New York. Anyway, enough about that. HZ, should I even leave? I guess I'll leave this up if you want me to. I don't know. I feel like this video is like a bad representation of what I normally talk about. Right? I'm in 2 hours and 11 minutes of walking here on the treadmill. How far have I gone? Let's see. 6.5 miles. So I'm going. Anyway. 3 miles an hour, 20 minutes a mile. That's slow. That's really slow. Jeez. The math's not adding up. This is just, I don't know. I feel like you can't see my pointer. I really gotta change this mouse, see if I can get it working, because that sucks. David Corsi on Twitter says, I was wrong. The guy that said we puke was right. Who, man? Who knows? You know, he doesn't have to justify himself. It's all good. I'm wrong multiple times a day usually. It sucks, but that's trading. Oh, Michael. All good, man. You don't have to. You know. It's like as traders, we should all know we're gonna get it wrong a lot of the time. We don't have to say I was wrong. Yeah, that's right. No need to justify. It's all good. I love it. That's cool. Yeah, when we had the Discord, one of the things that I highly stressed to people in our inner group was, if you have a hypothesis about the market, then be clear about it, right? State it, state your expectation, and we all know you can be wrong, and put it out there. And if you're wrong, fine. We'll learn from it no matter what, as long as we focus on the rationale of it and not the bragging aspect of everything. It's more about why do you conclude that, and what makes you think that, right? Anybody can have an opinion about the market, but the value is in the rationale to me, which is why on the Discord, which we don't have anymore, I don't have anymore, one of the rules for journaling was don't put your P&L in there. Give us the rationale. I don't care if you're right or wrong. Give us rationale. Make that the focus. People love still to brag in there. That was one of the areas that had to get the most amount of moderation, because people just ego in a public place is so powerful. Michael, I traded a little bit. All right, HC Meister, I'll just leave it up. And I apologize to anybody who's gotten this far into the video and expected more. There's my apology for what I think is lacking content. Yeah. I did trade the close a little bit. I let everybody know. I got a little short into 55, covered back into 55, like a little baby. So I was wrong on that trade for, commissions essentially. And then I got a little long into 52 and was out at 53 and a half. And then let me put it up here. Hold on. And then I got a little long at 45 and a half for a return to settlement. And that's it. So just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. My day has been, I was up last night until about almost 4 a.m. doing things, working on a big project I've got, and then also just parenthood, it's part of it. But tonight is going to be, I'm going to be crashing at like 9 p.m. I'm just exhausted. My brain is it's just not functioning properly. I don't know how else to say it. I'm missing things. I'm misinterpreting things. I'm a little off kilter at the moment, so. But I didn't put a lot of pressure on myself today to trade. I kind of knew that was a strong possibility. And that's okay. Brown dog. So I kind of covered why the Discord was closed. But essentially, I have to police the Discord. And it essentially, I needed more time. And so something had to go. It was either going to be YouTube. Well, the Discord just made the most sense because it took the most time. That's why. Probably took 2 or 3 hours out of my day every single day. With I love the people in there, and I still want to stay connected to most of them. But I've only got so much time, man. Life is short. And I've got other projects that have now come up, so something had to change, and the Discord was it. But I think that the core group that I had in there, they were a bunch of wonderful people, some good traders and even better people. I think they started up their own Discord. I haven't checked it out. I've completely uninstalled Discord from all my devices. So when I said I was gone, I messaged the people that I stayed in contact with, gave them my email, said, here, off I go. I'll check email, and some of those people can DM me on Twitter, but I told everybody I'm not going to check my Twitter DMs, which are off, but I still have a few hundred in there, people that can still contact me that way. It's like once once they open up a conversation, it's like I can't ever get rid of it. Can't shut it down and prevent it unless I block that person or something. It's rude. So, anyway. No time. And as Zip told me in the Discord, on day, I don't know, week 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, something like that, very early, he's like, just be careful because, you know, you have copyright and, you know, if people start shilling things, it's on you. If it's your name. So, anyway, I think I think a group did splinter off. I haven't been on Discord, and it used to be called. Again, a lot of good traders, good people. The Void. I don't know if they changed their name. Initially, I think it was going to be called The Void, which I thought was a really sad name, and I told them, or told 1 or 2 people, why call it The Void? They're like, because you're not there. It's a void. I'm like, that totally focuses on the negative. You should call it something more inspiring. The Void? Come on now. Bad name. But that's what they originally called it, The Void. I don't know if it's a public server. I have no idea. Again, not on Discord anymore. And I'll tell you what, when I am trading, I've had a lot more time to trade. Yeah, Michael, that's the thing, man. Yeah, your hypos were great. And I hope you learned something from trying to put your thoughts into words, right? I hope it made you focus a little bit more on your process. That's one thing, like when we were in the Discord and I was pretty active every day, a few hours, talking to people, calling markets in real time, ahead of time, right? Not purposefully giving signals, but saying, this is my hypothesis, this is what I think is going to happen, and now let's test it. Let's see what the signs are that support that, right? And let's read it in real time and talk about it. And I used to do that with all the contributors. And I was wrong a lot, but probably right more than I was wrong by a little bit. But the value was in talking about it. Now, it so happened that I did a lot of the talking. we may have had a little bit of an imbalance in knowledge between some people. But that was okay. But there's a lot of value in. I guess I'm just repeating the same old thing I've been talking about. But there's a lot of value. Hold on, there's news. China tariffs. Hold on. So the U.S. is reinstating 352 product exclusions from China tariffs. Reuters. Interesting. Dun 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 dun. That's gonna be interesting. That's hitting the wires. So, do I have an opinion about trading strategies where you risk more than what you can win? Well, the markets are incredibly efficient, and it's extremely difficult to have an extremely high win rate with them almost equal risk to reward. You have to be a very good trader. So I'm of the opinion, and my stats bear this out, that you can have a less than 1R and high win rate and do very well. But a lot of it depends on your personality. So if you are the kind of person that if you have a few losers in a row consistently, and that affects you day to day quite negatively. Man, so that shouldn't be a problem if you're risking the right amount of money, right? You should be able to have a good risk to reward strategy and lose a bunch of times in a row, and you should be okay with that because you know that if you have edge with the setups that you're taking for that expectancy, essentially, it's just a matter of playing it and understanding it, and in doing so you'll have less emotion. But the reality is that most people are sizing their accounts up with futures in a way that stresses them out when they have too many losses. So their risk management is not under control. So that's why whenever I talk about this, it's like I like to point people back to the whole Monte Carlo thing, Monte Carlo simulation, where you kind of look at how many losses in a row are you expected to have with a given win rate, and at a certain percentage of your account, psychologically, number one, can you handle that? Number two, is that enough money for you to make if you're only risking X percent? And then addressing the whole asymmetrical risk reward, where your reward is smaller and your risk is bigger, but you have a high win rate. You have your upside is limited in that sort of system, right? Where let's say you have a 90% win rate with like 0.7 Rs, right? Are you really going to do much better than 90% win rate? Whereas, I don't know, let's say someone is got a 30% hit rate on 4 to 1 R or something, or 5 to 1, or something like. You may be able to do a little bit better on that, right? So your upside is potentially, again, the higher your risk reward, right? The more that you are going to have a bigger reward, the more difficult it is to hit that full reward in such a trade, right? So this is where you start talking about like scaling out strategies, but those all affect the skew of it all. So those are my thoughts. Again, I prefer having a little bit higher win rate with about 1R. I've not been able to attain a very, very, very high win rate with better than 1R. And goodness, I've tried. And I've tweaked it and worked at it. And what ends up happening is I'll get it for a few days under certain market conditions when I'm really, really on. And it's just not sustainable. So the law of big numbers comes back and bites me. So yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting discussion for sure. Yeah, hashish del dalbida. That for the moment, that's. So here's the thing: is you're going to find in various types of markets, volatile two-way markets, that what you're doing will work for a short amount of time. The key is, do you have another strategy when the market changes? Right? In volatility, when you have a two-way market, you often can get away with a lower win rate. But in a trending market, right, that it has low volatility, you need to be able to adjust your system to 2 or 3 to 1 Rs. You have to. And you have to know that, okay, that's where I'm at. And the big struggle as a trader is knowing when the market has shifted into that type of that kind of change of rotation, like sports bet, you know, if you bet on, yeah. Oh, quotation. I think you mean quotation. Quotation, yeah. It's a good result. Yeah. My news feed, I use TweetDeck. HC Meister talks about or asks about Entice. Cool. I really appreciate you appreciating the content. It means a lot. So thank you very, very much. Without people like you saying that, I probably would stop posting content because I do not remember my early Sierra chart days very fondly. You know, I'm a full-time trader, so I had 3 weeks where I probably got pretty good at Sierra chart within those 3 weeks. But for most people, it takes months and months, right? I had 10 hours a day to only focus on it and trade on different platforms and stuff. Focus on weekends. It's like, you know, it's all I do is trading. So, but boy, the frustration was real. You know what actually helped me when I first started on Sierra Chart is I subscribed to Ticino Trader, and I don't know, at the time it was $4 or $5 a month, maybe less, and you got access to all his chart books. It was like the level 1 membership, and I would have just let that thing run. I don't use his chart books anymore. Haven't used his chart books in years, and I haven't checked out his site, well, I have checked it out to refer people there because I think it's great value. But I learned how to sort of incorporate and use Sierra Chart by seeing the way he built things. So he was, if you're new to Sierra Chart and you want to cut down your learning curve, yeah, my YouTube videos are cool. I'm going to walk you through a lot of stuff. But if you can spare $5, $6, $7, whatever it is, $4, $5, $6, $7, whatever it is, to get access to his hundreds of chart books that are honestly, they're the best things since sliced bread. I mean, the value there is just, he charges so little that people think it's not valuable, right? Kind of like if something is offered at such a small monetary value, you often think, must not be valuable. He should be charging $50 a month for access to the chart books that you only get, or more, that you only get if you pay him every month. But what he does is he gives you access to download his chart books for $5 or $6 a month or whatever it is. And they're phenomenal. I mean, they're the stuff. Anyway, I recommend subscribe to Ticino Trader and pay that $5 or $6. It's like literally a cup of coffee, and then dissect them, and then watch my videos, and you'll be like, within a month or two, you'll be a little Sierra Chart pro, and you'll be like, oh, I can create anything almost that I want. I have an idea. You can probably, if you have an idea, you can probably implement it. No, Ticino Trader's charts are better than mine. So one of the things that I do on all my charts is I have most of my charts based on my global graphics settings. When he builds his chart books, he does them all locally for you guys, which means when he goes in to the chart settings, here, I'll show you. So when he goes into settings, and he picks graphics settings chart. See, me, I use my global for everything. So you guys don't get to see, right, how I have all my colors and everything set up. For each of his chart designs, he turns this off and he adjusts all of these colors for the local chart book. That is amazing, guys. So much work. And honestly, 95% plus of all the stuff that you see out there on, I don't know, I'm not going to name places, but of all the stuff that people are selling, most of it they got from him. And he builds it out of box. He is brilliant. But yes, he does charge too little, and that is what most people think is exactly what you said. Hashish Dalbida. And Jay Morris, his name is Ticino Trader. And his website's like ticinotrader.ch, which he lives in Switzerland. But he's a full-time futures trader. Super smart dude. Nice. I mean, just like a legitimate person dude. I mean, he won't promote himself, so I will promote him because he's one of the only people in our Discord that people were allowed to promote him, because it was one of the rules in my old Discord was no vendor promotions or anything like that. Because he's the OG. He's been doing this for so long, him and Zip, and they basically made it possible for all these people that you have selling $200 chart books. They got all their, I don't want to curse, they got all their stuff from these guys. People have been ripping off material from these guys for years. These guys have been around for 10 plus years using Sierra Chart. They are the OGs. They're the ones that know how to use all these crazy studies to get comparison charts and imbalance, stacked imbalance, and right. You know Brett Steenbarger, right? S&B Capital. Ticino made a chart for that, right? For momentum and special tick charts and combination charts, and I mean, you guys have to go check it out. You're gonna be like, what? Once you see, you're like, what? He's only charging this. It's the only reason I'm not even still paying for it is because he switched from. What was it? Patreon, I think, to something else. He switched from Patreon to, I think, just his own, or Buy Me a Coffee. I don't even know what it is. He went off Patreon, and when he went off Patreon, he did the right thing, which is all those people who subscribe to him, he did the moral sort of principled thing, which is, I'm not just going to move over your subscriptions to the new service, which I think he shot himself in the foot, because I would have happily paid whatever it was every month. And then all of a sudden, because I had already been proficient, but I would have just kept paying it to support him, one, because it's so stinking cheap. And two, I want to see what he was building, the latest and greatest thing, because he's a mad little scientist when it comes to Sierra Chart, right? And he has his own custom studies and stuff that he sells. It's 1,000 times better than all this junk that's out there. But anyway, for his chart books, it's for you new people. Amazing. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I should plug him because he did so much for my own trading. I can never repay him for what he did for me and for a bunch of other people. For my trading on Sierra Chart. It just cut down my learning curve in a tremendous way. So anyway, yeah, enough about that. Oh, cool. Jay, yeah, that's I only started Sierra chart in uh, early 2020, and when I found it, I had been watching market delta videos and learning about it, and I was just like, what is this magic? I'm able to look at volumes inside of candles and see, that they just bought 1,500 contracts or sold 1,500 contracts right at the top of this wick. What is this madness, right? I get to see the volumes printed on a chart. This is craziness. And I feel the same way. It's like anything, it's not perfect, but it can be absolutely amazing for your trading. Yeah, I think Ticino's on Twitter too. Again, he's not really that popular, but he should be. He should be. Again, it comes back to he's charging too little for his products, right? You have these people charging $1.99 and $2.99 for their packages that are nothing more than derivatives of a lot of Ticino's charts. Or Zips, Akin indicators, right? Who's long had hundreds of free indicators for people, right? And what ends up happening is these people take the ideas and they go sell them, right? I mean, look, there's people out there that watch my videos, and then they turn around, they learn how to build my exact chart, and then they go sell it on. They go put up a website and sell, let's say, like a bookmap chart for, I don't know, $79.99, $99.99. I mean, this stuff is rampant, and people think they're getting something because they don't know how to build it, or because it's expensive. And all they did was watch my YouTube. Like, some of these people were early subscribers of mine on their names, the same names that they have websites for. And they're charging $100 for the chart books I showed them how to build. A lot of these people ask questions about my videos just to make sure they got it right. And then I go see, exact chart being sold. Like, nothing custom about it. Just, quote unquote, pre-built professional charts. It's rampant, guys. It's a dirty business. Yeah. I mean, look, here's the thing, is that people, if you give someone a shirt and you put on there Gucci, or you stamp it and it looks official, people will pay for it, right? You give them a Costco Kirkland brand, right? It's a high quality Kirkland brand that usually is just built well, but it's 1/50th the price, and it says, a big label says Kirkland. Nobody wants it. Well, not nobody, but a lot of people don't. Branding is everything. There's people that, because they're used to hearing me on whatever, YouTube, and that's where they first learned about Sierra chart, they don't want to hear about footprint from anybody else but me. But I'm like, look, there's all these other people that you can go listen to and learn from. Or I've recommended somebody, go talk to this person. They'll have time for you. Or they're like, no, I don't trust them. What? But, I mean, people are funny. People are really funny. You know what I need to do on this chart here? So on this footprint chart, I need to overlay, because sometimes I change the like point and figure on footprint charts to look at. So like right now, if you were to put like a point and figure 1-12, this would just be a big fat candle with sort of like a B shape, right? But I want to be able to overlay a 5-minute, 10-period simple moving average and a 20-period simple. So I need to have it on a time-based chart that always overlays onto this chart and is not affected by the PNF-ness, the setting of the chart. So I don't think I have a destination chart. Like this one has a destination chart, or I'm sorry, a source chart um, for. But I don't know why I don't have it for this e-mini. I need to go do that. So anyway, watch. You'll see what I'm talking about with the chart settings real quick. Bar period now, right? Go to bar period. Select it. Point and figure. We'll go 1-12. One reversal of 12 ticks. Bing. So I would still want the 10 SMA and 5 SMA to be based on time, not point and figure, which is not based on time. It's based on rotation. See? Oh, I guess we did get a second bar. Okay, let's go change it to 1-14. Now we can see our B-shaped bar, I think. Let's apply it. Oh, I'm not worried about HC Meister. If I was worried about it, I would be selling something, and I'm not. So I really don't care. And I have had a lot of people a lot of people have contacted me over the last year. Hey, I will buy your charts off you because I don't want to waste time making them. So I just say, like, I'm not into that business. I don't do it. It would cause me too much headache. My settings aren't optimized from what I showed you guys earlier. I don't put all the work into making my charts easily shareable with other people. They work for how I set up my whole Sierra chart, and on your guys' screen it would just be a mess. They're pointed to different charts and books, and settings are made for me to put in the least amount of work with my setup. But like Ticino Trader, he builds the chart books, and they work sort of out of box. And I would never want to answer any questions about my chart books after someone has paid me, because then I would feel like they deserved a response, and it would just, how much money would I make off of it anyway? It's not worth it to me. There are other people who do it better, who I'd never want to undercut anyway, because I respect them too much. People like Ticino Trader. So I always just point everybody to the master and have at it. So I really don't care about. I'm just pointing out that people do this, and they charge for it, and they do get people buying them and talking about them because they charge so much. But a lot of these things are reproducible already in Sierra Chart. Out of box. Not everything, but a lot. A lot, if you just combine a bunch of different studies, you can make it work. You can make it sing. Okay, what was I doing? Okay, yeah, 1-14 didn't really show it the way we wanted, but that's okay. Alright, so let's go back to this. And days, minutes, seconds, 5 minutes. Alright. Let's go create a destination chart. While I still am walking. This is great. Feels so good because of this. Da, 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 da. All right. Here, I'll put it on a screen you guys can see. 5 minute? Yep. Nope, not 5. Let's go. You can click on this up here and then put M5 or 5M. Oh, shoot. There you go. Nope. Oh, that's weird. 5. Oh, I don't even remember what it is. 5 minute. There you go. You don't do 5M. You just do 5 minute. It's so funny that I chart settings. I don't use it often. what did he just do? Okay, I'll show you again. So I was still trying to remember. Oh, f.us.ep. All right, there you go. So up here, if you have a title bar and you want to change the time, so this is a 5-minute chart, so you want to change it to 1, click that and just hit 1 and then hit enter. Boom, 1-minute chart. Click it again, hit 5, enter, 5-minute chart. See that? Yeah. I don't know how to do the seconds. Maybe S? I don't even know. That 5M or maybe I did it wrong. Just Google it. Google Sierra chart, changing bar duration in chart title, and you'll find it. They'll have documentation on how to do it. Let's see. Okay, so studies. Don't they have like a moving average studies? Let's see. Moving averages. There we go. That way we can hit 2 at the same time. Okay, we'll do the yellow one first. Is that the right yellow? Yes, it is. All right. We'll go 10 SMA. Get rid of all this garbage down here in the studies. Line. And then the blue one is going to be what color? What color is the blue one? Yeah, nice and light. Maybe this one. No, it's got to be a different. Well, maybe we'll just use that. Yep, that'll work. All right. So we'll change this to ignore. We'll call it 20 SMA. 5. Let's see, this one's length is 10. And then this length is 20. And then we'll call this 10 and 20 SMAs. All right, apply. I think we're good. There you go. Beautiful. All right, so the 5-minute chart. So what chart number is this? This is chart number 21, okay? Go ahead and put the window. We could keep it up, but I think I can remember 21. We'll hide it. Now we'll go over here, go to studies. We'll go to study price overlay. We'll add it. We will go put it in chart region 1. We'll say 10 and 20 SMA overlay. Right, so it's nice and clear. Oops. We'll go use, what was it, 21? I think it was 21. Look at all these source charts. So many. All right, 21, 5-minute, 10 and 20 SMA. Bing. Use subgraph names. Yes. Should be perfect. All right. Get rid of this. Put the study up here. Oh, shoot. It does not put this in. Short names, yes. So we did it so nicely in the source chart. So there you go. 10 and 20. Is it the same color? 10 and 20. Here we'll go. Let me look at this real quick. Should be fine. Save all. Yes. Apply. Okay. There we go. All right, let's go look at this one here. 20, is it the same color? That's the question. Yes, it is. Yep, it's the same. Cool. That works. Put this over. Move this one over. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Okay, now I also need to overlay settlement onto this NASDAQ chart because I've been wanting to do that for a while. You notice here how this one says 20 and 10 SMA? See that order's different? This one's 10 and then 20? That annoys me. I noticed it last night and I was like too tired to do anything about it. Okay, so let's see. What chart is it? 26. Alright, so let's go change it in 26. See how it's in this order? Alright, so first off, let's go set these to studies, colors, styles and widths, yes. Short names, yes. That way when we go change it in the source one, it's good for this one. Okay. 10 and 20 SMAs. Alright, we're good. Little things like that, the order. It's 26, so let me go into the window. Windows and chart books. It was what, 26, if I remember correctly? Yes, it was. See, it even takes me a long time to do all this stuff. There it is, 26. Attach it, detach from being hidden. Where is it? Where are you? There you are. All right, get out of here. Oh, Windows does a little weird thing here. There we go. Find that again. Where are you? Right there. There it is. Wing. 20 and see how it says 20 and 20? It's so funny. When you're doing something fast, they are one's 10 and one's 20, but whatever. All right, settings. 10, we're just going to do it all right. And 20 SMAs. When you're moving fast, you get the result, but you don't really care about whether it is in the right order or it's presentable later for YouTube. Okay. 10. Get the color right. Boop. 20. Yep. Get the color right. Ding. 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 All right. 10 and 20. Did it change the order? Boo. Yes. It's so nice now. All right. So that's done. All right. Let's go ahead and hide this chart now. Hide window. Bing. All right. So now they both have the 10 and 20 overlaid. So no matter what, if I put, I don't know, let's say I change this to a 1 minute chart. It's still going to have the 5 minute 10 SMA overlaid. See this? That's still the 5 and, or I'm sorry, that's still the 10 and 20 SMA. Right? So that's what's nice. And no, I don't call it 5 minutes. It just gets too long. But so anyway, there's that. Okay. Lucky Prod, what's cracking? I like the new chart settings window, HC Meister. Sorry if. Oh, Hashish Dalbita, thank you very much. S equals second. So do you hit S first, like S5? So I don't want to mess around with it because I did the wrong order and then it changed the contract. So there's a shortcut for changing contracts there too, and I messed that up. Oh, Chris Gardner, awesome! You made a pulling and stacking meter. You know, Ticino Trader has what did he call them? They're power meters or something. I've never looked at how he's done them, and so I don't know how they work, to be honest. But and so here's the thing: if I did look to see how he does his power meters or whatever, I would never share it on YouTube, right? So undoubtedly, some of the things that I learned along the way, they creep into the YouTube, but for the most part, any major type of chart that he's ever built, I will never share on YouTube, ever. So I know where I learned my stuff, and I won't reproduce any of it, because again, he's put so much work in and charges so little. So I won't ever do that. So I don't know how to build it. If I did, I wouldn't share, because that's sort of something that even though he's shared it on YouTube, go watch his YouTube. He's probably did it more efficiently than I can tell you how to do it. Although people do like the Audible, but he has a YouTube where he shows you how to build stuff, but it's all he uses little text boxes and stuff, which is, I actually think it's really nice because you can pause it and read it. But you know, it's preference. So anyway, number first, and then the letter to enter. That's really, really cool. Thank you. Let's try it. All right, so we're going to say 30-second chart. Oh. So that's 30-minute. Oh, okay, there you go. 30-second. No space. That's where I got it wrong, I think. Anyway, 5-minute. I think that's... Hey, beautiful. One reason to have title bars, but the other is, you guys don't see this, but you see how this title bar fades like this, which I think looks nice. It also matches chart books and other things that, when selected on sort of my titles in Linux, it matches all that stuff. And so it's a nice way for me to know what's being focused, right? Just by tapping on that. Because you know, how much of the time do we focus on a title or whatever, and I don't know, we forget what we're in. So things like that. Lucky, your 2 minutes, I already talked about it really early. But my Linux performance is about 300% improved over Windows. So on Windows, I'm at CPU usage, I'm at like 12, 13, 14% or more. On Linux, I'm at like 3%. And like anywhere from 1 point, I can do some chart optimization a little bit, but anywhere from 1.1 to 1.7 gigs of memory for... I have one chart that has over 100 studies on it, but I have about 45 charts here, each with minimum 5 charts, but average maybe 10. So maybe 6, 7, 800. Yeah, I am walking, and I'm walking fast. This is no slow too. It's like up at 3 miles an hour. So I'm walking, typing, moving my mouse, blah blah blah. So yeah, sorry. Yeah, the performance on Linux is just day and night. Day and night. Snappy. I get to customize it. Full dark mode. There's no strange workarounds. Doing ultra UX theme patchers and other paying for themes. Everything is just dark theme. I've matched all the colors. I've gone into wine. I've modified the colors. There's another YouTube channel if you are going to do Linux. So Ticino shows you how to do Linux a little bit with Sierra, but also this guy's name is Unix Maniac. UNIX Maniac. He's got just a very small amount of subscribers, but he shows you how to do a lot of the Linux stuff step by step. And dark theme, by the way. So highly recommend his channel. There's no way I'm going to tackle Linux stuff. Just no way. There's a great Linux thread on Sierra Chart. Just type in Sierra Chart Linux. Those guys are Linux pros. I am a total Linux newbie. So I should not be talking about how to do it or anything like that. Although I'm using Linux Mint Cinnamon 20.3, and It is because I just did it. I'm probably fresh. It would be a good time to do a video about it, but Sierra Chart doesn't officially support Linux, so yeah, no, do it at your own expense. Not officially supported, right? But the performance is just mind-bogglingly better, even while running Wine. It's I can't even explain to you guys how much more crisp everything is. No lags, no even startups, shutdowns, high time frame TPO charts with 400 days plus of volume by price and TPOs loaded, multiple ones, weekly TPO charts with multiple years loaded. I used to be able to go into, or on Windows, I'd go in, try to adjust scales and stuff, and it would just lag. And I'd look in, and it just wasn't operating efficiently, And I just always chalked it up to, hey, a lot of days loaded. Tried the same thing on Linux, no problems. I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, oh, what? I gotta try Linux. It's amazing, but it's so much work when you come from a Windows environment where you've done it your whole life. So that's part of why. So I have other trading projects going on right now, and then I'm trying to do the whole Linux on the side as well. So yeah, I'm lucky that I have some people who have given me a little bit of guidance, and I don't want to mention them by name because I don't want they may not want to help many people. So, but I will just say thank you if you are listening. Thank you very much. You have it's you those of you who have helped me when I really wanted to pull my hair out and give up. Thank you so much. It's well worth it. I come from a Windows environment. 10 more minutes, and the market's open again. Oh, sheesh. Oh, I have a good system. 64 gig memory. I've got a very good AMD processor. I've got a the graphics card really doesn't matter, but I've got a good one. I mean, I've got all the cooling and yes, good mother. I mean, I got a very good, efficient system that should handle everything I throw at it on Windows. And it's just, I had to do separate sub-instances on Windows for everything. Otherwise, I would get some lag in DOMs and stuff. It's just ridiculous. So, and the more I learn about sub-instances, the more I learn. I know this is contrary to what Sierra Chart says, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. They're the experts. I don't know, but I was having problems with sub-instances, all kinds of stuff with chart books and just stuff not loading correctly. You try to roll back, things freeze up. Oh, it's just, you have to kind of keep track of all your config files, config4 files for Sierra Chart. If you ever transfer and try to upgrade, it's just a pain in the ass. It really is. I don't know what Chad PC is, by the way, Hashish. I don't speak internet lingo very well, apparently. But the thing is I can change all this with a few clicks, right? The highlights. This, even if I open up my task manager here, let's see what the task manager is doing. It's not called task manager in this software. It's called something else. It's called system monitor. Hey, there you go. Do you guys see that? Well, Sierra Chart's not open. 2% CPU usage, 1.9 gigabytes. Right? Not too bad. Sorry, boomer. Anyway, that number was 8, 9%, even at rest with Sierra charts going on Windows. And again, I followed all the rules with Sierra chart. I did everything right. You know, separate instances for everything, DOM on its own. I mean, just, you know, a separate source, bare bones chart with minimal days loaded. You know, like if I was looking at T+1 and 2s and I only cared about the last 1 and 2, I'd only put 3 days loaded in the chart, or 4, right, for weekends or whatever. And everything was just optimized on Windows, and still just really, really crapola. Okay, I gotta set up this T1 and T2. Let's do it. All right, let's go into Windows. I'm getting tired. It's one thing to walk on the sidewalk, stop, adjust your cadence and everything. It's another thing to hold your hands out in front on a keyboard and just walk at a constant pace for what? Let's see. 3 hours, 10 minutes now. Smashing. Okay, let's find an NQ that has T1 and T2 on it. I think here, you know, I made a spreadsheet for this very thing, so let's go use the spreadsheet. Office. All right. Documents. There it is. All right. Right? It's the whole spreadsheet of what goes to what. So I know, let's see, this one will work. 32 and 33 need to be duplicated. Okay, let's do that. 32 and 33. Where are you? 32. All right, detach. Does this whole thing where it moves this. That's an oddity. It's okay. Back this thing back up. There it is. Waka waka. Can you just see though the way that these windows even move? They're just more crisp. There's no like weird delay. No weird lag. Can you see that? Right? Oh, you guys just don't see the... There's just so many other cool things that you guys are missing. The way that my cursors even react with portions of the window. It's just way cooler. It's like smart snaps. Okay, so T1, T2. All right, so let's get in here. Chart. Oh. Duplicate. It's going to be 22 now. So this is footprint. Let's make sure here. All right, let's get this one out of here. Out of here. All right, here's 22. And that one is 24. So I got to go to my spreadsheet and add it in. Otherwise, this gets a little crazy. All right. 22, 26. Number, what is this? 22. Number 22, T1, T2 is what goes on. And number, I think it's going to be 23. Well, we'll see. Might be 23. We'll see. We'll eventually get there. All right. So let's do this. Let's go into these studies and let's change them. There. 5. Ding. Okay. Beautiful. Settings. Apply. All right. T+2. All right. Oh, that's weird. T2. Yeah, okay, good. Now, let's go reference this bad boy. Here, we'll just move this up. Oh, I got rid of it. Oops. All right, that one's out of here. Number 12. Video, hide window. Well, that's gone. Okay. There it is. Sheesh. All right. We'll just put it off to the side here. We'll just move this. Oh boy. All right. Let's do this. What was that? 22 studies. Steady price overlay. Make sure I'm doing this right. Put it in 1. T plus 1 overlay. Where are you? At the end? Yep. T1. 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 Yeah, I don't want all that other garbage here. Let's see. Oh, did I get the wrong one in here? Ah, sheesh. This is what happens when you need to eat. All right, let's do this again. One of the detriments of using Linux is when you type in here. So going back in the study, if you start typing, normally there's a little delay between letters, and then you'll get closer. You'll like as you let's say you do study /p, that'll get you to steady price overlay in Windows. But in Linux, every new key, at least so far, I haven't been able to see a setting. Every new key takes you to the first letter of another study. So things, how I'm used to doing things is a little different here. Okay, region 1, scale, same as region. Always set that. Where is it? All the way at the end? And I'm sweating right now. It's hot outside. I need to close my window. Just uncomfortable. All right, there's that one. T1. Always use short names. Yes. There it is. So the NASDAQ is now in there. Let's see, nearest match. Change this to containing. Hey, there you go. Now it's going to extend out from where it starts. Is this all right? Yep. Get rid of this and this. All right. Now, let's see. We want it ahead of the 10 and 20, or do we? Nah. We want it underneath. So right there. Settings. I should have put T+1. See, you forget all this stuff. T+1 overlay. Whew. Yeah, I'm a tired puppy. All right, duplicate. Settings. T+2. Overlay. Instead of ID1, it'll be ID2. Ding. Everything else is right. Scales should be the same. Let's see. Yep. All good. Draw steady underneath. Darn it, I should have. So you don't want this going over your footprint. Let's see. Same with this one. Draw steady underneath main price. There you go. See that? See how much cleaner? Now you can see the letters and deltas and all that over the top of that. It's not that much cleaner, but it's enough. All right. So now we get, let's see. Are these in the same order? Dun dun. Oh yes, they are. All right. Got one more left here. All right. So this now we get rid of you. Windows. Hide window. There you go. All right. Next one is opening VWAP. We should be able to, let's see, use number 33 and duplicate it. Okay. That's a little bit of, you only have to do this once and you're done. I mean, me, I used the same charts. I should be done here pretty soon. Let's see, hide. Windows and chart books, number 33. Where are you, number 33? There's number 33. Okay. Number 33. This one should be easy. All right. Chart. Duplicate chart. Bing. This is now number 38. All right. Window. Hide. That's interesting. When these detach, and there are, well, when these are detached from the hidden windows and they're detached, then it doesn't cause that window problem. I just noticed that. So maybe I should keep them all detached while attached in the hidden windows, or while being hidden, and then I won't have this weird resizing thing that goes on, which I think is a glitch. Okay, that's good. Good to know. All right, let's move that. Wait a second. Did it just hide behind all these other windows? Yes, it did. Oh boy. What was it? 36? Is that right? 38. Okay. 38. So, let's do studies. We'll do, where are we putting that one? Third? Okay, let's do this. Duplicate. All right, settings. 30-second, wait, OVWAP, 30-second overlay. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. All right. This one's 38, so it should be right at the bottom there. OVWAP, 30 seconds. Subgraphs. Hit apply. Cha-ching. Wait, does it have tick rounding? Yes, it does. Cool. So tick round. Yeah, it has to have tick rounding. Already built in. Are these? Nope, these don't have tick rounding. Oh no. Oh no. Study subgraph. See the stuff you forget. What is it called? Study subgraph. What is it called? In ticks? No. RS. Let's see. Study subgraph. Getting good exercise. Yes, I am. Is it rounding? Round study subgraph to tick size. Wouldn't it be nice to have a little search box up here? You can just type in what you're looking for, and then it sorts it. But that would slow the error chart down. Maybe, I don't know. Every other program, it would just save so much time, right? Because if you just start typing it, you got to get the first thing right. You know, you would want it to just index the whole thing. Anyway. All right. I got to go add them for all these. Oh, I messed it all up. Shoot. All right. Round. Base it on, let's see. At least we can do this. T1. Format. Inherited. It's T1, right? Yeah, that's what we're doing. Just T1. Okay. All right. Think. Is this going to get us what we want? I think so. Yeah. We're going to have to call this T plus 1 tick rounding. You know, I could have put this on the source study and then just pointed it to that and kept the source study. You can do it two different ways. Whatever. All right, so there it is, value. So we need to, yep, that's it, perfect. And it's working. That's what we needed to know. T plus 1. All right, let's move it up. There it is. This one, we no longer show it in the header. Get rid of it. Hey, there it is. T plus 1. Rounded to the nearest tick as defined by the CME settlement. All right, there's that. So T1, tick rounding. Let's duplicate it and move it down. Right, yep. Hit settings. T plus 2. Get the color right. Yellow. T2. As soon as I finish this, I am so done. Let's see, T2, T1. No, we want this to be T2 overlay. See why labeling these things helps a little bit, right? I mean, you can see this here, but if you label everything correctly, then it just gets easier and easier. But I often don't. If I'm flying through this, not on YouTube, I'm like, I'll be fine. But maybe I won't. I don't know. Okay. T1, T2. See. So you see how this one is 5411, this one's 54. So if it had been 5413, it would round up to 5425. That's what this does. That's all it is. Just tick rounding to the nearest tick. T2, we need to get rid of the fact that we're having it in the header. See, we're going to get rid of it. It's going to go away now with the odd, the non-tick last two digits. Boop. There it is. All right, so opening VWAP, I believe, we'll have to see. But, well, let's see. So for opening VWAP, I don't typically care about it. Let's see. Here, let me go into another. If I did care about it on other charts, I don't want the value being different. I want to know if I use the tick rounding on other charts. I do use tick rounding. Son of a gun. All right, one more study to add. Typically, if I'm going to do this kind of work where it's like a lot of tedium, I'll like slow down on the treadmill. Because this is tiring, man. Walking 3 miles an hour and trying to control this mouse. 2.2 is fine. You know what? I'm just going to do it. That way I'm not huffing and... Oh, wow, this is so nice. So nice. Okay. All right, so opening VWAP. Let's go tick rounding. Duplicate. Oh, it's like I can even focus now. I can think. Okay, tick rounding. This is VWAP 30 second. Tick rounding. Inherited. All right, input data is this one. Bing. Bing. Oh, which one did I use? I think it was this one on the bottom right here. That looks right. All right, so display T2 width size. Okay. Apply. All right, so we should have 2 up there. All right. Wait a second. That doesn't seem right. T plus 2. 654. Something's not right. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, never mind. That's why. Okay, I just have the label wrong. Like, what's going on here? Apparently. No, that's... Or maybe it's the other one. Oh, yeah, it is. Tick rounding, there it is. Jeez. We have a struggler here. Ah, see? Right there. Forgot to change the short name. You guys ever do that? Just forget to change the short names? You're like, what the heck is going on here? You should know right away, but you know, when you're tired. Oh, and I never got rid of that. Alright. Think we are good. Everything's in the same... Okay, make sure you save the study. NQ. Japan eyes offering 4th COVID vaccine. Okay. Footprint. NQ. Save it. Oh, I think I just didn't save it. I'm such a struggler. Save all. Alright, is there anything else I left that I need to do? I got this. I got this in. I got that one in. All my charts are pointed to the right drawings now. Chart drawings from chart numbers 18, 20, 37, 35, 18, 20. Yeah, that's right. Cool. 37, okay. 37 and 35. Yep. Yep, that one's good. So that should be all perfect. Now I'll go to this other one. You guys can't see on the other side of this screen. Yep, same thing. Or now you can see it. I think I'm done. Alright, did I keep track of what I put at where I put everything on my spreadsheet? Yes, I did. 38s. 22, 38 OVUAP. See, I gotta add it in a spreadsheet here so it's easy to manipulate later on. Alright, a spreadsheet is gone. Alright, I think I'm done. 3.5 hours. Probably a good, way too long spent on this little footprint chart here. But I gotta tell you, I love this footprint chart. This is just been the easiest footprint for me to read for all of them, right? As soon as you get the settlement off the page, look at how nice everything jumps out. Look at that. All right, with the volumes, the deltas, all of it. All right, with your zero prints, as people call them, and highlighted in orange. Everything else just barely see a number. But you know, the darker text color allows for you know, you to see all these outlines, right? So pretty cool little footprint. Anyway, that's it. I think I'm done. Oh, sheesh capiche. All right. Well, if I don't talk to you, cute one to be honest. If I don't talk to you guys, have a great weekend. I probably won't be on YouTube for a while because I'm just going to be more busy. I had a little bit of time today, and it's going to be crazy the next few days for me. So, and weekend is also going to be a little crazy on the personal front. So, have a good rest of the week, and thanks for stopping in. I appreciate the chats, the camaraderie, the questions. You guys totally make this worth it. So, anyway, have a good rest of your trading week.